Johnson,
Present.
Councilman Woodford,
Present.
Mayor Swallows,
Here.
Vice Mayor Epps,
Here.
Councilman Albright,
Here.
all present.
Thank you. Would everyone please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, item 1, consider approval of agenda as presented. Do we have an addition to the agenda?
Need to add item 8. Consider approving the purchase of 425 sanitation carts, Public Works.
All right, do we have a motion for approval of the addition to the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, thank you. On to old business. Consider approval of minutes of council meeting held on December 6, 2012. Motion for approval on the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
All vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
Item 3, consider on second and final reading ordinance 121120, amending the zoning code section 231, SRA, sinkhole retention area. Sponsor is Mr. James Mills, and I believe Mr. Mills is out tonight. So, Mr. Shipley.
Yeah, Mr. Mills couldn't be here. This is the second reading. We've had no calls or comments since first reading.
All right. Do you have a motion for approval for the second and final reading?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions from the council? Seeing none, all vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, on to the consent agenda. Item 4, consider awarding bid for father-daughter full catered meal. Sponsors Leisure Services Department. And item 5, consider awarding bid for father-daughter photography. Sponsors also Leisure Services Department. Motion for approval on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Seeing none, all vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, on to new business. Item 6, consider awarding bid for copier lease maintenance for all departments. Sponsors Mr. Mike Davidson.
Mayor and council members, we recently opened proposals for a new copier, leasing of new copiers. We have about 16 copiers around the city that we currently lease. This would replace those copiers. We received 3 different vendors supplied proposals. The best proposal that we received was from R.J. Young with the lowest cost to the city. And the copiers there, it's basically spec'd out 3 different size copiers, and we'll kind of mix and match what we need in the individual departments. But I would recommend approval of R.J. Young for this lease.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, council? Comments? Yes, sir.
Mike, how long is the lease on this? Is it year by year? Is it like
It's a 3-year lease.
3
It's a
years?
3-year lease with an option to renew if we needed to,
Okay.
but it'll be a 3-year lease.
3 years.
Yeah.
And have we dealt with R.J. Young in the past?
The lease we have now is not with R.J. Young. No, they have a local office here in town.
Is maintenance included in this?
Maintenance and all the supplies for the copiers are included in the maintenance package, which is based on it's a per page price for every copy we make. And with their copier on a black and white copy, it's .00783 per page, so it's less than a penny. So it does include all the maintenance. Yep.
Any other questions? Okay. Seeing none, all vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davidson. Item 7, consider authorizing the city manager to enter into a demand response sales and service agreement with Internoc, Inc. Sponsors Mr. Ronnie Kelly.
Mayor and council, I'm here requesting that the city council authorize the city manager to enter into a demand response sales agreement with Internoc Incorporated. They are and Tony can correct me, I think they're a subcontractor to TVA that does work for TVA trying to shave off peak demand. The demand response program will compensate the Cookeville wastewater treatment plant for reducing electricity consumption when demand for electricity is high on the electric system. The program is designed to help maintain a reliable and affordable electricity across the valley. The direct payment's $56,763. There's an estimated avoided electric cost during that 5-year window of $21,948. The indirect benefits, which they calculate installing software that will allow us to look at demand and try to optimize our usage. They estimate that benefit to be $5,000. The seasons, it runs from summer, April to October. Winter time, it's November to March. Program hours are 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the summer, 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the winter. They can. There is a emergency type they can call during an emergency situation. They can call 30 minutes ahead of us and notify us. The duration of those outages or reduced loads run from 2 to 8 hours. There's 5 to 10 historical of what they've been seeing across the valley, 5 to 10 per year. And the performance penalties, there isn't any. There's also, let's see what else I had here. Contract is in accordance with the laws of Tennessee, the state of Tennessee, and any disputes will be heard in the Chancery Court of Putnam County. Either party may terminate if either party materially breaches the contract. They shall remove all equipment, make everything as good as before if we do get in some kind of dispute. Dan has reviewed it, and we're good. I think the Putnam County school system does this same program in other cities across the state. I think there's one more slide. The slide that's in your pack that sort of shows the estimated savings, and I'd recommend approval.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. We have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
All right, questions from the council?
Yes, at any time if, say, you have shut down whatever you need to shut down to provide this service, will anybody in the city of Cookeville that is using water be without any service from us?
No, this is just at the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
Once we get the water plant done, we'll go and look at that. We knew at the wastewater plant we turned things off anyway during the summer. So we're not sure the estimated cost of electric savings. We're going to see that full amount because we already do it anyway. So, but this is just at the wastewater plant. There are certain things we can turn off and turn on that we can schedule that type of activity.
Let me say this: the school system, the Board of Education has this and has had it for several years, and I think it's worked extremely well. But we put in that agreement for the Board of Education, and I included in this agreement here that if they request Mr. Kelly to shut something down or turn something off, he is not obligated to do that. He can override that if he says, no, it's necessary to keep operating our system. So that should allay any issues like what you discussed. That's in number C here. So it's resulted in quite a bit of savings to the Board of Education. But this agreement is just limited to the water plant and
Wastewater plant.
yeah.
Right. Any other questions?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. No questions, so I'll vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. All right, on to item 8, the addition to our agenda. Consider approval to purchase sanitation carts from the Public Works Department. Sponsors Mr. Greg Brown.
Mayor and Council, we recently obtained a quote to purchase 425 sanitation carts. We'll need these to supply the new annexation area, all the new residents with carts. Stringfellow is the sole source provider for that. They're the dealer for the brand that we use. Total cost for shipping and the carts for the 425 is $25,783.50, and I request your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments?
How have these held up over the years?
Very well. One thing that we have to replace the most of is if the lid gets tore off for whatever reason. But other than that, they've been holding up real well.
Because I've had the same one ever since you issued them and never had an issue with
The
it.
good thing, the lids have a unlimited warranty, so when we replace the lid, it doesn't cost us anything. We just get more from the supplier. So.
That's a good piece of news.
Mayor, I had a question. Mr. Brown, the budget question. I mean, is this going to come out of your fund balance? Or?
Well, I should have said that this is a budgeted item. We had already anticipated this. Okay. It's on one of our line items.
Now, you've got a problem with lead time, don't you, Greg? I mean,
Yeah, we've got
every time.
about a 6-week lead time to get these in, so.
That's why we had to add it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the question I was getting ready to ask.
Well, we've got some, but if we use all of them, we'll be pretty much out, so we thought we'd go ahead and get another shipment in before we have
Very
to
good.
put them out.
How many of these do we go through a year?
It varies. Last year, we ordered about 400, the same exact amount, 425, so we went through 300 of them since the last time, so.
What's the main result, cause of the attrition?
Some get misplaced. A lot of people want an extra one. And then a lot of businesses, instead of get a dumpster, if it's a small business, they will use a cart instead of a dumpster. So and a lot of businesses have switched from a dumpster to a cart because it's cheaper.
If someone wants a second one, do they pay for that, or do we still?
They have a one-time fee of whatever it cost us for the cart. And in this case, it'd be $60. That's the same price we got a year ago. It hadn't changed any. So they pay that one-time fee, and we take it out to them.
All right. Anybody else? All right. Seeing none, I'll vote.
5 yes votes, motion carries.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. All right, this is the portion of the meeting where we like to open the floor, hearing of citizens and/or delegations. We'd like to ask that you keep it to 3 minutes if you can. Free to talk about anything you'd like. All right. Anything from the council? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you're traveling, please be safe. And also a happy birthday to Kathy McLean.
Oh.
There you go.
Anyone else?
Pretty much sums it up.
That does.
Yep.
Keep shopping in Cookeville. Keep your taxes here.
Yep. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This meeting's adjourned.